Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Axeilize here, and today we're going to be playing a new game. Not new in terms of the date that it came out, but new to the channel at least. And if you've played this game before, you can see that I'm not new to this game, as you only have the two basic characters, Fish and Crystal, unlocked at the beginning. So if you have never seen this game before, let me give you a quick rundown. So it's an action roguelike game with a run and gun type of style where you go through multiple stages in order to get to the nuclear throne, hence the name of the game, which basically signifies you as the king of the wasteland. And most of the characters are some kind of mutant monstrosity. As you can see with Fish, chicken, horror, and whatnot. So I believe there are, there's 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, which makes up the desert as the first area of the game. And then there's 2-1, which is the sewers. And the sewers only has one stage as opposed to 3, because it's kind of just like a transition level. And then you have 2-1, or you have 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. Which is the scrapyard. And then you have 4-1, which is the crystal caves. And then you have 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, which is the frozen wasteland. And then you have 6-1, which is the laboratory. And then you have 7-1, 7-2, 7-3, which is the palace, which is the final area of the game. And once you get to 7-3, you fight the final boss of the game. And after you beat it, you can either choose to beat it normally, which you just kill the boss, and then you sit on the nuclear throne, or you can choose to loop, which you need to destroy the 4 generators that are in the middle of the boss fight, and then you have to defeat a second boss, and then you can enter the loop. And the loop is incredibly difficult because you have a massive amount more enemies than usual. And they can appear in all stages, even if they ordinarily wouldn't be there. And additionally, on the levels that have 3 stages, on the 3rd stage, there's always a boss fight at the end. But in the loop, there's also a boss fight in the transition stages, so it becomes a lot harder to beat. And my personal best is beating the 4th stage, or getting to the 4th stage. Or no, getting to the 5th stage. I ended up dying on the 5th stage during the loop. And there's, in order to unlock certain things, you need to beat the first loop. And I believe you need to beat the second loop to unlock card mode as well. And yeah, I'm probably not going to be doing that for a while. So anyways, you have Fish and Crystal unlocked at the start, then you have Eyes, who's unlocked by beating 1-1, or beating the first 3 stages, I believe. Then you have Melting, who's unlocked by dying once. And then you have Plant, who's unlocked by, I'm not actually sure, but anyways, it's unlocked by beating a certain stage. And YV is unlocked by beating a certain secret stage, but you don't really need to go to it after you unlock him once. Then Steroids is unlocked by beating the laboratory. Robot is unlocked. I'm not really sure how to unlock Robot, actually. And then Chicken's unlocked by beating a secret stage. Rebel's unlocked by looping the game. Horror's unlocked by skipping 3 rad canisters, which are basically like experience canisters situated on certain levels. There's one guaranteed one in every level, actually, I believe. So if you skip out on 3 of those, then you'll have to fight Horror, and then after you beat him, you unlock it. And then Rogue, you unlock it by sitting on the nuclear throne, which is achieved by beating the final boss and not looping. So yeah, there is experience in this game. There's up to 10 levels. And every time you level up and enter the portal to the next level, which, by the way, is achieved by defeating every enemy on the level that you're on, then you have the option to get one of 4 mutations, and the mutations will be randomized out of a certain pool of mutations. And then once you get to level 10, you get a special mutation out of 2 choices that is unique to the character that you're playing. And then after that, you can no longer level up. So I think I went over about everything that there is to go over. So I'm going to be playing as Chicken, which is probably my favorite character. And she can throw weapons, and also when she dies, instead of actually dying, she becomes headless, and then after a certain period of 10 seconds or so, if you don't get a medkit in that time, which can be dropped randomly by enemies, when you have at least 1 health gone from your character. I'm just checking to see if I missed anything, but no. Then if you do get a medkit in that time, you're able to revive with -2 max health. But if you get a medkit, or if you get a medical chest, which you can get randomly on a level when you enter it with less than half your max HP, then you'll be able to effectively do that. So as you can see, you can hold up to 2 weapons at once if you didn't know. And the Slugger is a very powerful item because it can one-shot enemies that ordinarily would take a lot of hits to destroy. And there you can see Chicken's throw ability in action. So as I was saying before, if you get a medical chest, which can spawn a level, if you're under half your max HP, and with Chicken, your max HP is actually considered to be the max HP that you would have had if you didn't get it reduced by becoming headless and then reviving. So for example, if I have 4 max health because I died and revived twice, I would still have it be able to spawn, even though my max health is 4, because my real max health in terms of proccing it would have been 8. So if you get that, or a mutation that allows you to gain health, then you can get the max health back eventually. So here's some of the mutations. I'm going to get 2 mutations because I leveled up twice. And here, this one mutation is called Throne Butt, and it's unique for every character, similar to the Ultra mutations after getting to level 10. However, for Throne Butt on Chicken, it can actually be a deficit if throws pierce through enemies, unless you have the Ultra mutation that allows you to have your weapons returned to you after a short period after throwing them. Because if you do this and it pierces through a bunch of enemies, then it's most likely going to be so far away that you're not going to be able to get it. So recycled land, most hit bullets become ammo. It's pretty good late game, because ammo is a real issue in that regard. So these are all really good. Back muscle for higher ammo, second stomach, more HP from medkits. So having a higher max ammo makes it so that if you do get a lot of ammo packs, then you're going to be able to stock up on a lot of ammo. But once you loop, I think it falls off, because usually you're going to be using so much ammo that you don't have the opportunity to stack up on max ammo with the back muscle. So I wanna take Laser Brain, because although I don't have a energy weapon right now, there are a lot of powerful energy weapons you can get later on, and having them do more damage, it's gonna be really nice. So here's the boss at the end of the third stage, as I mentioned earlier. But with the slugger, it went down really easily, and so I do have the option for a laser pistol, which is going to synergize with Energy Brain, and I'm going to take it over the sword, because I can use my throws to kill enemies anyways, so I don't really need the melee weapon. And I'll make sure to get that rad canister. Alright. So 2-1, we're at the sewers now. Should be fairly easy though, because one throw is enough to kill the rats completely. That guy has a shotgun, and if we get too close to him, he can kill us very, very quickly, so be careful about that one. And I'm just going to use my energy weapon. It's going to kill these guys in one shot per, pretty much, because of the energy brain. So you can see why I ended up taking that. So that was a toxic barrel. It's pretty much like the equivalent of an explosive barrel in other games, but it can also damage you with the remnants of the poison that is unleashed from it. Alright, so Strong Spirit is very good, because the first time that you would die, you get revived to full HP, and it can recharge any number of times. So on Chicken, it actually triggers before you go into the headless state, so you don't have to lose the max HP before you'd be able to revive. So I am going to miss out on some experience because I killed that enemy in an unreachable location, but I couldn't really do anything to control that. So you do have to watch out for snipers on this map. The snipers will end up shooting you from across the map. So if you look on the ground there, that's an assassin, and the assassins will pop off the ground when you get near them and then hit you. And they do like 6 damage a hit, I think. So this down here is a mimic. Some chests can be replaced by mimics. So you gotta be careful before you get each chest, because it may or may not be a mimic. That is gonna be a detriment to you. So the bouncer shotgun I don't really want want to take over the slugger. Alright, so that structure in the center of the map there, if you end up breaking it, you can end up activating a portal sequence in which a bunch of enemies spawn, and then you have to fill the portal up with experience quickly enough so that you don't die due to the enemies. And then after you enter it, you can get a crown, which is pretty much like a permanent upgrade to your character, but it does have drawbacks depending on the situation. So I do believe laser rifle is going to be better to take than the laser pistol, so I'm going to take that. But I'm not going to be doing it because there aren't really any crowns that are that good on chicken. There are a different set of crowns you can choose from after you do the loop, and one of them may be beneficial to me. So I might want to go for that one. So I do believe an extra chest spawn might be nice to get. Stress is pretty good, but later in the loop, it's not really that much of an issue that you can shoot fast. It's just that you end up running out of ammo before you can actually kill everything. So an extra chest spawn makes it so that you either get a extra ammo box, an extra weapon box, or an extra rad canister. But rad canisters don't spawn after you get to max level, I don't believe, so it's a very good option for late in the game. And it just allows you to get a decent amount of extra ammo. So there's going to be a boss this level. As you can see, the game can get really chaotic very quickly. So you do have to be very, very careful. The boss should die soon. If you get caught up in that explosion, you will die instantly. So you have to be very careful. I do want to take a heavy crossbow, probably. Because, but I don't know if I went over the slugger. The slugger's very nice to get. But, yeah, I don't really want to get rid of the laser rifle either, because I do have synergy with that. I think, the slugger probably falls off later in the game, so give me the heavy crossbow. Plus, it's not really, the heavy crossbow is low fire rate, but I have the laser rifle to make up for that fact. So I'm not really too worried in that regard. So now we're going into the crystal caves. This area isn't too difficult. You do have to be careful about the energy crystals that will shoot lasers at you though. So if you look right ahead, that's a police chest, and that's a minute right there. If you open that, you will get a decent amount of ammo, but it will end up summoning enemies that you'll be forced to fight. So it's good to get when the portal to the exit's already opened, ideally. So I'll come back to that later. And as you can see, the heavy crossbow killed the crystals in one hit, so it's a pretty good, decent, damaging weapon. And it does pierce a little bit as well. So now I'm going to go back and get this, what is this? Laser cannon. Oh, that's pretty strong, so give me that one. So now I'm going to open the chest and then quickly go over to the exit here. Do have to kill a couple on the way, but shouldn't matter too much. So Hammerhead is very strong, because in some situations, you're just going to be completely cornered, but Hammerhead will allow you to push through walls. So I do believe it's a fairly strong option. So this level is probably one of the most dangerous in the game, so you need to be careful, because these guys will rush at you with their fists, and they do a lot of damage. Those guys will end up charging from attack and hitting you. So I did get hit by one of the guys that rush at you, so it's a bit scary there. But luckily it didn't do enough damage to kill me. The laser rifle I just got is kind of being underwhelming right now, because it has such a high charge time that it's kind of you don't really want to have two weapons with a high charge time, because it's just going to make it so that if enemies get to close range with you, you're kind of just going to be screwed. You don't have anything to deal with them. So I'll probably get rid of this energy cannon. And I'll go for the pop rifle next level. So I do have the option for Throne Butt again, but Rhino Skin's just way too good to pass up. And I'm gonna take the pop rifle over the energy cannon, because I want to have some close range artillery. It does eat up a lot of ammo, but it's pretty much just a secondary option to when I really need to use it, so it's not really that concerning to me. So I can just utilize the explosion on death of that guy to kill the other enemies. So there is another location for the crowns, if you didn't get it earlier. But I don't really have a need to get any crowns right now. Gatling Slugger is going to be amazing for close range and just overall damage. So next level we're coming up on a boss that can easily end your run. Because it will jump right on top of you as soon as it spawns and in the middle of the fight, so you gotta make sure to clear out as much space as possible before it ends up attacking you. So I need to just clear out this entire area and then try to fight the boss here. So I'm in kind of a lackluster area right now, so be very careful. That is a energy grenade, so be really careful. I didn't end up killing the boss, but that was a bit closer than I would have liked. So I very nearly died there. It is kind of based on the RNG you get in the setup of the level. So, if you see that guy holding the car, he will throw the car at you if you get too close to him. So you gotta be very careful with that. I think, give me the auto shotgun over the slugger, because I'm pretty much just using it for close range anyways. So as we get later in the game, I most likely won't be able to talk all that much, because you do have to concentrate quite a bit. Because it does get very, very hectic. I'm not really expecting for this run to go really that far, because I haven't played the game in a long time, and it's very, very difficult. So Bloodlust is really good. Kills have a 7.8% chance to... Alright, so... yeah, I should just take the auto shotgun. Because there is very close range quarters here. I may take the plasma pistol, or plasma gun, or whatever it's called later in the game, or later in this level, instead of the crossbow, most likely. Okay, I thought that might have been a mimic, because I didn't see it flashing. Which is how you tell if it's a mimic or not. So, if you don't kill these cultists, they're just gonna infinitely summon these enemies, so you do have to be very careful. Laser cannon. Oh, that's the one that I had earlier in the game. I'm running really low on ammo on this auto shotgun. Crap. I ended up taking damage there. So I do have to be careful. I'm not sure where the last enemy is, though. Guess I missed it back here. So anyways, we're about to go into the palace. And, in the palace you can get absolutely destroyed quickly if you don't know what you're doing, because members of the police will spawn right on top of you. So you gotta kill them quickly. Just give me the plasma gun. Maybe you have to have a crown for them to spawn, because they aren't really spawning right now. Which is strange. So lightning cannon, I will take over this, because it's an insanely strong AoE weapon. So you launch it and then it just kind of demolishes everything nearby. And I have the heavy crossbow for single target attacks, so not bad. That is going to be the end of the level. I think I like the weapons that I have right now. However, ammo is kind of an issue, because these are both kind of low ammo weapons. So, I seem to be doing fine. You have to still be careful though, because things can turn on in an instant. I thought that might have been a mimic, but not. Energy screwdriver is pretty bad. Because it has such a short range that it's really not going to be a good option. So, once I kill this enemy, we'll be going into the next level. And with chicken, there's a strategy you could do where you just throw all the weapons into the next level via the portal. And then you have options available to you. Because, for example, say that I ran out of ammo mid-fight, I can then walk back, pick up the SMG, and then keep firing at the boss. So it's a pretty good option. Looks like I did miss out on the SMG going in the portal. So I don't believe there's anything else to see here. What is Okay, I thought that wall might have done something, but no. Alright, so Brabwood Paw is pretty insane because more ammo and HP drops is very, very nice. And then my next level will be Ultra. So, in order to activate the boss, you just kind of walk up to it and you... After you get next to it, you hit it once. Then it will start its opening animation. So I do have to kill these generators as quickly as possible in order to go for the loot. And after the animation finishes, I'll be able to attack it. Okay, so that will be the generator active. Pull that one generator down. Last generator down. Wait. I think I just got locked out of it. Yeah, because I don't believe I can hit this anymore unless I... Oh wait. Okay, use the hammerhead to go into the... ball in order to destroy it. Okay, I'm headless. Luckily I got a med kit right before I was able to go in. I'm gonna take the slugger over the energy cannon right now, probably. Be very careful in this starting section. So I'm gonna leave that guy alive so I can just kind of prepare here. And give me the slugger. So I'll kill this guy, and then the second boss will now activate. I don't know if I have enough ammo to kill it though. Fight typically doesn't last this long. I'm pretty underpowered, I guess. I really need some better artillery. Alright, so right away I'm gonna push into the wall here. So I want to have a bit of a opportunity to recover. And giving the MG cannon temporarily here so I can just kill these guys over yonder way. I could hold on to the energy cannon for now, just for some AoE damage. The slugger for general usage. Looks like I'm already out of ammo on that. So give me back the heavy crossbow. I could take the SMG, but it's very, very underwhelming at this point. And jackhammer's also pretty underwhelming at this point. That is a IDPD truck, I believe. And they will spawn at certain points in the level, so you have to be careful. Oh, I will take the minigun, just because I have a very underwhelming artillery right now. And I need something for extra AoE damage. Then I don't really think the energy cannon is going to be very nice, so give me the crossbow again, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to get the laser cannon, but I think the crossbow does more damage, actually. Even with energy brain. Alright, so you can choose either harder to kill, kills extend bleed time, or determination. Thrown weapons can teleport back to your secondary slot, but extending bleed time doesn't really do anything because you can usually kill all enemies on screen before your bleed time would go down anyways. Because you can't actually move out of the radius of where your head gets chopped off. So I'm in a really desperate situation here right now. I don't have any ammo. And that is gonna injure me, yeah. Things are all looking very good right now. Give me back this. I'm kind of recovering somewhat. Yeah, that was pretty bad there. Because oh crap. And I died. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, if you don't have any good weapons by the loop, you're pretty much screwed. I probably should have taken back muscle. I think I probably underrated its usage. Because you can end up stacking up on max ammo before you enter the next level. So it's not really that big of a deal, but I barely got any good items. I pretty much got a bunch of useless equipment that I couldn't do anything with. And the nuke launcher isn't very good late in the loop because enemies are going to be rushing you constantly. Actually, I was going to do another run, but I think I'll probably end the episode there, actually. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.